where all the representatives or whatever signed their name at the end to say that, yeah, that was the book that we used for our whatever. And it's on the record that they know who the Moorish Americans are. But then our people want to be Negro, black, colored people and don't get why, you know, when it comes to school system education, they're on the bottom of the list.
I want to ask you something. How much of our people you think know and they're not saying anything, or like when you're teaching it now?
Yeah.
How much percent of our people, which maybe in Canada and not even America, but how much percentage of our people you think know and not saying anything? Because a lot of people don't really know, honestly.
Okay.
They don't really know what's going on and they don't read. And they're not going to really look at it. But for the people who knows, and they're probably going to say it's not their responsibility to tell anybody what they know, right? So, I mean, even though most of us are going to die not knowing, but, you know, even if I tell some people, they're going to say it's a waste of time.
You know, my dad knows, and a lot of my family member knows, because I've been, like, basically talking to them a lot.
Yeah.
So they know, and they, you know, like all the old timers tell stories. It's just that a lot of us did not listen. But my dad knows, and a lot of my family member knows.
I want to ask you a question. Is he a national, even though he knows?
No.
Did he take any steps and the actions?
No, he didn't. He did not.
You know, the response I got this morning speaking to family too was, as I gave them a bit of the knowledge was, well, what good is that for us now that this information is here to use? Like, it's too late. And I'm like, no. You know, it's like they didn't even want to move in the direction, even though you can see the wheels turning in their head as you give them the little basics, and they're responding, saying things that they kind of know naturally, and I say, oh, he just said it there. And I explain that part to them, what they just said, and the wheels turn in their head, you can see them thinking, and go, oh, but they still just don't want to move from that spot. And, you know, they find an excuse.
My parents actually told me it's actually, what did you say? Actually, if I keep studying this kind of stuff, looking for this, it's kind of bringing threat to her doorstep.
Who said that?
It's going to bring
My mom said that. Because she doesn't, my dad was a teacher, right? But my mom is saying, looking at this, it's almost like threatening to the corporate people, right?
What?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
she's afraid?
Well, that's not, she's not the only one that's afraid of it.
Yeah. That's
So you're actually
that's
bringing threat.
slave trauma.
So we've been traumatized. So it's like not everybody's gonna have the guts to look at this.
Yeah,
'Cause I've been looking at
slave
this for a
trauma.
long time, right?
Like actually saying, like, to be indoctrinated, and then to be indoctrinated for 50 years and hear truth for 2 years.
Yeah, she said actually exactly where it bring full fear to the doorstep.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring full fear to us.
Right now,
Looking at this.
speaking about bring fear to your doorstep, just to put this on the record, with people who might not have been frequent on our classes online. A few weeks ago, a brother who's a Moor went to his work, told his work that he's a Moor and all that stuff. When the Florida shootings and stuff was going on with police and whatever getting killed and then saying people belong to certain groups or whatever, FBI went to his work. Speaking about, you know, coming to the doorstep. But they weren't coming on no threatening or whatever. They were coming on some verified, what kind of Moor are you? Are you one of these Moors that's out here doing crazy stuff, or are you Moors that are living by a different standard? And then there was 2 of them that came to check him. One of them was playing bad cop, trying to get him to admit that he's sovereign citizen and whatever like that, so they can have reason to think that he's, you know, against the government, anti-government, or whatever like that. And then the other one was backing him up on everything that he was saying that was legit. Like, he say something about relative to Moors and, let's say, taxes or whatever, and the other guy's backing him up. Oh yeah, he's right about that or whatever. While the other guy's trying to convince him that what the information that he's talking about is some anti-government, whatever like that. You're a threat to the system. That's not what this is about, right? So, you know, if until it comes to your doorstep, you can't call it a threat, because it might not be.
But for the people that, like for me, it's not a threat to me. But for like somebody who never.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For those people.
It's like taking a person out of a madhouse, bringing him out in the public.
Yeah.
And say go live normal.
Right.
It's like you're shocking them, right? So for me, it's not a shock. I'm just saying, for most people, hearing you look at certain things, and if you tell them something, they're gonna say, no man, you know, I can't afford to lose my house, whatever. They think they're gonna lose.
Right.
Or something's gonna be taken away by them coming to themselves.
Right.
Right?
And that's because of the training.
Yeah, I know. We've been
That
surprised.
they've been trained to think against themselves. They've been trained to think if their brother comes tell them something, well, it's probably some, you know what I mean, trick or game,
internet,
or some type of whatever like that. You know, but the one who's lynching them and shooting their children in the street and all that stuff, if that guy comes with something, oh, they'll take it. It comes to welfare. Oh yeah, we'll have children every year if you're going to give us 500 a child. But that's a slave master. I thought you guys against the slave master and all that revolution and all that stuff, light out in the street and all that. But then over here you're supporting your own enslavement. Well then you probably deserve to be enslaved. Which is where it is where we draw the line and say we're not dealing with our people if they're choosing to gravitate in that realm. And they're gonna look at it like we're against our people, and no, we're just you guys acting like savages. And we're looking at it like how everybody who else has a nationality is looking at it. These people are savages out here. And you guys are gonna have children whining on each other and stuff like that, talking about that's cute and stuff like that. Find me some Chinese or whoever that's doing that type of madness. Like it's cool children to wind their waist and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's entertainment. There's actor, you know.
Right. And then when they grow up and then they're on the same hamster wheel as their mom, who's on welfare, 5 children, 5 different baby fathers and all that stuff, and then they're complaining. Why doesn't the government help us and whatever like that? Well, how come you didn't help yourself? So you're not even in that situation. You know? And don't want to deal with the reality that it's us. It's us. Like what you're saying, like how much people really know about this and don't talk about it? Everybody's talking about it. It's been talked about. But people are caught up in what you're saying, the entertainment of information. Especially in this day and age where your phone is your computer. So you have, you know, you can either get information at a supreme level or get distracted at a supreme level. Take your pick. And there's no middle ground. It's either one side or the other side.
Can't serve two masters.
So the people are going around their phone and looking for Pokemon and stuff like that.
No, but they're controlled, so
Right? Yeah.
it's like a remote control, right? So
Yeah, but people, there's conscious people that looking for Pokemon.
and it's the smartest ones. I know. The smartest
Yeah,
people
there's
can do
people
that.
who say they know themselves that are looking for Pokemon. Right? So
Because they want to fit in with the people at work. Even if they're very smart, when you go beside the worker or the next people beside them, they have to look cool.
right? So this is why we do the draw the line. And we've been pushing the message since 1913. We're not Negro, black, colored. Don't compare us no back to Africa. We need to go over there to see pyramids when I could just go to Mexico and see pyramids. Bigger than the pyramids over there. So we're going all the way over there, make plane companies rich, make hotel rich, make foreign everything rich, when I could get a $200 flight or whatever, go to Mexico and see pyramids bigger than Africa.
Who built those ones in Mexico?
Same people who built the ones in Africa. Because it's one global people. And pyramids only come from one people. There's no pale people that build pyramids. 0 pale people that build pyramids. Unless it's some pyramid glass house or whatever stuff that they build. So again, with the line being drawn, it's not personal, emotional, or whatever like that. It's a law. And from a law perspective, if you don't have a nationality, then you don't count. That's just what it is. People can take it however they want, but if we talk to Ghanaian, they say nationality. They always say I'm African and all that stuff. Nigerian, no, they're Nigerian, they're not African. Congolese, no, we're not African, we're Nigerian. Talk to Sri Lankan, no, we're not Asian, we're Nigerian. We're Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi, whatever. Everybody's dealing with nationality. So people came out. So for the Rastafarians, a man by the name of Charles Edwards, who came into knowledge of know thyself and all that stuff, realized that Charles Edwards is a European name. He's not European, so he corrected his name to Emmanuel. And then the Rastafarians know him as Prince Emmanuel. So Prince Emmanuel came out with some literature called Black Supremacy in Righteousness of Salvation. Jesus Negus Christ, Emmanuel Selassie Jah Rastafari in the Royal Majesty Selassie Jehovah Jah Rastafari. Love and Black Supremacy, internationally through all human rights. This is the second page, Rasta's book. So he's making the point of trying to get the Queen to recognize that these people that they classify as Jamaican or whatever like that are really God's chosen people. And because they are God's chosen people, they have a right to certain constitutional rights and human rights and certain things, right? So he says, this is him speaking on behalf of all the Rastafarians, just like we're saying House of Representatives is the representative. So if he's the representative of Rastafarians, or let's say this sect of Rastafarians, right? They should be going with what he said. Why are you going to go do all this other stuff if who is the one that is bringing the message to you is telling you to do something? I, Prince Emmanuel, sent these few lines for our international freedom, redemption, international repatriation universally. Sir, as you have said, you will bring these problems in the General Assembly of the UN. I, Prince Emmanuel, know you will pass on to the Secretary General of the UN for our international right and justice for our redemption. You could see through this government. They give no justice to no one within seminar. The public would like to express their views, seeing seminar stand for equal right and justice. Even I, Prince Emmanuel, was barred from inspector, who said it is the Governor General and Prime Minister's order to do so. Inspector also took away our emblems. And I see I am defending equal rights and justice of human rights. I stand for international justice under Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Lord shall, for all people, for equal justice, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Charter, Article 17, 15, 4, 13. Show these principles of right. Sir, there is no law in Jamaica. The only law is Kingston St. Andrew's law of crime and brutality. That is why this country runs like it is, without protection.